Looks like Joe Biden has introduced a number of overt racist policies to, quote, close the racial wealth gap. You fucking racist. You fucking piece of shit. You've taken the best part about this country and you just pissed on it. You fucking piece of shit, Joe Biden. You racist piece of shit. All right, that's my opinion. Now let's talk about it. As you know, I have been in favor of a creative approach to reparations. So, out of all the people watching this, I might be in the very small percentage of people who say, we should look at this reparations thing. At least, suss out all the possibilities, see what we could do, what works, what's politically and socially acceptable that might make a difference, etc. I've argued that you can't get there unless you help all poor people. But helping all poor people with an express interest in making sure that we also close, the wealth gap, I'm fine with that. Let's close the wealth gap. Does anybody have a problem with poor people doing better? No. It's just how you do it, right? It's the mechanism to make that happen that's the controversy. And so Joe Biden is going to use government funding to directly benefit black businesses, and there are a number of other things he's looking into. But they all have the same element. That instead of saying we're going to close the income gap, which a lot of people would say is a good idea, as long as you're not just taking it from the rich and transferring it, then it's a different issue. But if you could make poor people richer, I feel like everybody likes that, if you can figure out how to do it. So Biden has figured out how to do reparations. So instead of asking people to write a check to individual, black Americans who are descended from slavery, which would be almost impossible to figure out how to do it, how much, who pays, who doesn't pay, who gets it, who doesn't get it. That would be impossible. But Biden actually found a workaround. So let me start by saying, good job. The most annoying thing that I'll ever do is compliment people's effectiveness, even if I hate what they're doing. All right? Now, I did it consistently with Trump. I would talk about his technique, separate from whether I liked it or not, right? Or whether I liked the policy or not. That's a separate question. And I'm going to say that Joe Biden was in a tough spot because people wanted reparations, but he really couldn't do that. There wasn't any way he could just figure out a way for the government to cut checks and just give them to black Americans. That wasn't going to happen. But he found a workaround. He will increase our taxes and or increase our debt and funnel a lot of that money. Most of it comes from rich people because that's who pays taxes mostly. And he'll give it to black businesses specifically and other things that are targeted for black Americans. Now that, of course, is just pure racism, and fuck you. So I hate Joe Biden. He's a fucking racist, and he's introducing racist policies, and he should be completely disavowed. But if I'm looking at the quality of his technique, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. If he pulls this off, I think he's got a good argument that he helped black Americans, and they might reward him or the Democrats in elections. So politically, it's probably pretty good. He's just a fucking racist.